against it. I'm just saying it gets kind of boring after a while.
Watching fat pink geckos never gets boring. My dad's got a big telescope, and you can, like 300 yards away, look at your neighbor's lamp. And I'm not trying to, to look at a naked lady. We don't want to see that. We want to see geckos hunting, not knowing they're being watched.
Yeah, that sounds pretty.
You seen how cute they are?
Yeah, I've seen little geckos.
They're little pink feet. We have like the albino ones around here. But
our cats eat them all the time.
Yeah,
we have to save them because animals are awful. They kill for fun.
I know I'm boring you talking about pink-bellied geckos.
No, I think it's beautiful. That's what I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear joyous Alex Jones stories.
But see, good environmentalism, not killing elephants, not killing whales, not killing creatures that are, higher on the order similar to us. That's why we recognize them and know it's important not to do that. Educating people and saying no to that and with our choices is important. And that's all the good stuff they tag on to environmentalism. But the engine pulling it is cold-hearted banks that want to train us to have all our resources cut off.
And, so let's just quit, go to Costa Rica, and start a banana farm, and enough of all this, life of luxury we have.
Well, the problem is, I do think all the time about getting a farmhouse and just stopping everything. Because I do understand I'm totally obsessed with this, and it's just taking everything over. Because I can't unplug it. Even when I'm in the woods with my kids, it's all going on.
Yeah, no, it would be nice if there was, some empty land that we could continue manifest destiny and leave this behind and, go take over our own plot, Antarctica, but I hate the cold. When
you started unplugging from, quote, conspiracies and research, did it wind down your anxiety level, your concern?
Oh, yeah. It definitely did. I live fat and happy most days. I'm not all that concerned. And
now, 8 years ago, you were doubting me on 9/11 and other things, a little bit more skeptic. But then I did hear and see some of your videos you got in the last 4 or 5 years, a little more, into the conspiracy stuff. But now you're saying you're getting out of it. What woke you up to start looking into it more?
I think the first thing I remember, I don't know if it was Lies My Teacher Taught Me by Lowen or the Disinfo book, You Were Being Lied To, was just mind-blowing to me with Oklahoma City, the brigadier general who testified that there was no way an ANFO bomb could create that kind of...
The head of Air Force Weapons Development, Ben Parton,
Yeah, and stuff like that. It was mind-blowing, and then I went from there, and I'd read other books, and I'd watch other videos, and I'd, go to websites, and at some point you go, this really has nothing to do with me. I'm so upset about all these things that I'm not enjoying my life at all. And a lot of the things that I believe are true, Operation Northwoods, again, once you read a document like that, you go, this is an open, declassified document. Yes, anything's possible. Anything else you say, I have to give some credibility to that could be true because I've seen enough things that are true. But you go, I don't care. Honestly, Alex, I don't care. It's not affecting me.
But once more people get the attitude, because a lot of people do get into this stuff and then they pull out. It overwhelms them.
Yes.
And they kind of get learned helplessness and they just pull back.
Right.
And a lot of people don't get learned helplessness. They charge forward and have success, and then it can become destructive because they get too much into it.
I'm working on a book right now, and it's about being an armchair revolutionary and how to do simple things in your own life where you're fighting back a little bit so you don't feel like you're just turning a blind eye, but you feel like you're doing something in your community. You're doing something.
Well, you haven't given up then.
No, I've given up what you do. It's like raging against the world. And I've tried to find smaller ways that I can actually make a difference.
When is Armchair Revolutionary coming out?
As soon as I write this stupid thing.
That's a great name. We've got on the website.
Yeah, well, you get to a point where I'm fat and 43, and I'm not going to go get tear gassed at a WTO riot. I don't have the nuts that you have.
Well, I don't always go.
Well, but you're out there with your face in it and the bullhorn and the faces of the powers that be, and most people aren't going to do that. But there's other ways and other...
Well, but if we do just give up, though, they're going to win for sure. But so I'm glad to hear that you're going to be doing, some things against this. But the problem is, I think on a lot of fronts, you're going to be, the way you see to rebel is actually going to empower the system.
Yeah, that's the problem I find with doing stand-up comedy is a lot of the bombast that you use to antagonize people or actually divides people. You know, whatever, religious issues where, screw them, retard, Christian, blah, blah, blah. And it excites my audience, but it's not, there's no communication being made between parties there. So I find that.
Well, my whole issue is with the Christianity is I'm a Christian. I know the real teachings of Christ versus these corrupt churches. And so if you see that, I'm not one of those Christians.
I've never heard a Christian say, I'm not a real Christian. I'm one of those Christians. Everyone thinks they're the real Muslim or the real.
No, but I mean, I'm not. But there are a lot of real Christians that ended slavery. And then there were also fake Christians who bought into African slavery and Arab slavery that was already going on. So you know the history. But I mean, I see in the balance, I mean, there are a lot of really great Christian people that really see what's going on and have discernment and they're fighting evil. And I think, like Saul of Tarsus, you're going to be knocked off your horse. And I believe within the next 3 years, you are going to have a spiritual awakening and conversion to the fight against the New World Order. And I want everybody to pray for you, Doug. I want my listeners and people watching out there to pray that God will show you just how real this universe is and that there's a lot bigger things out there and that this life is a test. Of course, it's horrible. Of course, there's bad things going on, but there is a test that God has in store for you, and that you're going to step up to the challenge of that test because I overall think you're a good person in your heart.
I would concur. I'm definitely a good person. And
say to God, if you're real, show it to me.
Hey, God, leave me alone.
Now, see, God, you have to open the door.
Yeah, no, I don't need any.
Okay, if there is a all-powerful force in the universe, God, don't you want to know if it's real?
No, actually I don't. If there's whatever the meaning of this life is, I don't want, that's why I smoked DMT one time with
you. Don't want to know the secrets of the universe.
Eventually, but I don't want to know them ahead of time. I don't want to be having to sit in this life knowing what happens afterwards.
If you don't want it now, you're never going to get it, Doug.
If there were a heaven, I wouldn't want to know until I was dead because I wouldn't want to have to sit. I wouldn't want to have to sit on this planet waiting to get to heaven. Again, it's a joke I used to do, but if you really believe in such an eternal bliss in the afterlife, why are you still wearing a seatbelt? Wouldn't you be in a hurry to get there?
Well, no, it's the journey here in this life.
That's better. Why would you want to be here?
Doug Stanhope, it's good seeing you after all these years. And I still want people to pray for you. There's still hope for you yet.
I'll wait.
I know. You think that's patronizing?
No, I think
I'm concerned about you, Doug.
I feel pretty good.
I know. I love you and I care about you and God loves you.
I love your fight. I love your passion. I love your intellect. And I love your show.
Well, we appreciate you coming in. It was good seeing you. We'll see you next time you orbit through town. God bless. I'm Alex Jones, back Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m. and back Monday, 11 a.m. We now rejoin retransmission, Infowars.com. Pure evidence of the controlled demolition of Building 7. Stay with us.